What's happening, guys? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown here. This is my post-fight reaction to Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte. Now, where do we start, man? Punch perfect performance from Tyson Fury. Salute to Fury, winning via a 6-round knockout. Dominated the fight up until that point, winning every single round before knocking out Dillian Whyte with that punch, his kryptonite, the uppercut. The third time Dillian Whyte has lost in his career, the third stoppage defeat of his career, the third time he's been knocked out by an uppercut, and Fury landed that in the 6th round, taking Dillian Whyte out. To cap off, like I said, a dominating performance, man. He won every single round. Fury was just punch perfect from the opening bell. And, you know, we got to give him his flowers, man. He really did the business. He said he was going to knock out Dillian Whyte. It's exactly what he did. Did Fury actually say that he would knock Whyte out before 6 rounds? I think he might have done, or someone within that camp did. Maybe if it was Frank Warren or Tyson Fury himself. Either way, it was just a punch-perfect performance from Tyson Fury, man. To be real, let's be honest now, he didn't really have to get out of second gear, did he? Because Dillian Whyte, for me, he could have done a lot more. It was quite disappointing on my end from his performance, but Tyson Fury, let's give him his credit, man. He was brilliant. He did what he had to do. He boxed the move. Like, we knew that he kept the weight down for a reason, and he elected to go on the back foot. But when he turned it on, and Dillian Whyte was laid out. There was nothing he could do. He had no answer for anything that Tyson Fury had for him last night. It was a one-sided drumming. It was a beatdown. It was like, you know, I expected more from Dillian Whyte. And I know a lot of people that I've spoken to since then have felt the same way. Dillian Whyte, man, he's waited 1,000 days for this shot, however long it's been. He's paid the sanctioning fees. He's gone to court over this. And, you know, this was his moment, the title shot in London, you know what I mean? Wembley Stadium. You know, he is a London guy, you know what I mean? So this would have been a homecoming for him as well in terms of getting the big title fight that he wanted at home. So, you know, he had a lot on the line here. And the performance just didn't match, you know, like what we thought it could have been. I mean, not many people picked Whyte to win this. There were some people picking him for the upset, but I think at the very least, we thought that Dillian Whyte would really push Fury. I thought he would. Many people did think that he would push Fury and maybe even drop him, but maybe not doing enough to get the win. I expected a bit more from Whyte, man, and it is a bit disappointing for me considering how that performance went, because he didn't lay a glove on Fury. Barely. He did try and go to the body at times, we saw that, but overall, man, it was just a bit slightly disappointing. I think he'll be disappointed when he wakes up this morning knowing that he wasn't able to really lay a glove on Fury. And Fury is a nightmare for anyone to fight. He's 6'9", he's mobile, he can be awkward, he has deceptive power. I don't think people really understand how much power he does have. He does have power in those fists. And we've seen it, you know, we've seen it in his last 2 fights in particular, but Fury does have deceptive power. And when you're going up against all of that, against a guy who is so awkward in the ring, like so tall, rangy, can box, can move, and like got good footwork, it's going to be difficult for anyone. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know, man, I just thought that Dillian Whyte could have done a bit more in terms of effort, man. Like, there were times where he was just standing in there like a sitting duck in front of Tyson Fury. He was literally just standing right in front of him, not moving his head, and getting popped off with a 1-2 at will. At will, Tyson Fury was doing it. And yeah, it was slightly disappointing for me to see. But listen, Fury is a level above. I think he made that clear on Saturday night. He is the #1 heavyweight in the world. Whether he is able to defeat the likes of Alexander Usyk, we may never know, because Fury has said that he's going to retire after this. He seemed pretty firm in his statements. He's outlining his plans, saying he wants to do an exhibition fight, wants to fight Francis Ngannou, wants to be in the WWE again, take up movie roles, it may be. He does have a lot of options outside of the ring, do you know what I mean? And he will be able to continue earning money. So will Fury actually stay out of the ring for real? We'll see. It's always easy to say retirement now, but, you know, as you know, the dust settles and, you know, you think about what could be next and the sort of money that he made last night. The Usyk AJ winner is going to be appealing. Maybe he might wait and see what happens after that fight, but, you know, that particular fight, man, for all of the belts, Fury he was right in his assessment when he said that he has won all of the belts there is to win. However, he hasn't held the undisputed title. He hasn't had all of them at the same time. Is that something that might want to keep him into the ring? If AJ was to beat Usyk, I think that maybe Tyson Fury, he could reconsider. You know, the door is still open. You know, he was pretty firm in his assessment, but the people around him, I noticed, weren't particularly firm. John Fury, even his wife, they want him to retire, but they didn't. They left the door open a little bit, so you never know. I don't think that he will. I think that there may be a lure to chase the undisputed title, especially if AJ beats Usyk in the rematch, man. That is a tall order, but that is a possibility as well. So let's see what happens there. But where does Dillian Whyte go from here, man? Where does he go? Because that was a demoralizing defeat, man. He didn't look great at all. Looked very unsteady from the first bell. Went to southpaw from the opening bell. I'm not sure why. I don't know if he tried to confuse Fury, but really it didn't work out. He switched back to orthodox in the second. And like I said, man, it just didn't go to plan. I tweeted that this was the worst possible outcome for Dillian Whyte in terms of the performance and the ending, because he didn't manage to do anything to Fury and he got knocked out brutally at the end. So, you know, that is going to hit his confidence for sure. He's 33, 34 years old. What could Dillian Whyte do? You know, if Tyson Fury does retire, the WBC belt becomes vacant. Wilder, I believe, is the #1 contender for that belt. Where's Dillian Whyte in the rankings? I'm not sure where he is exactly now, but he could be in contention to possibly fight for that belt again, maybe. You know, Usyk holds the rest of the belts. He's going to be defending them against AJ. Could Dillian Whyte? I couldn't see him beating Usyk right now. He may have to wait for the belts to get fragmented before, you know, he can contend for one of them. You know, it was a demoralizing defeat for Dillian Whyte, man. Very. And, you know, some of these other heavyweights are going to be looking at him as food. Joe Joyce could be one of them. He's going to be fighting Joseph Parker. We learned that yesterday. But even the young up-and-coming heavyweights, man, they might look at somebody like Dillian Whyte and think, yeah, that would be a good notch to have on my resume. I'm not going to say gatekeeper. I'm not going to disrespect him in that sense. But that was a demoralizing defeat. Maybe an Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz winner. Maybe he might do that. He's on like a pay-by-pay contract with Eddie Hearn, so it's not a long-term thing. Where does he go from here? Time will tell. I'm looking forward to seeing how his interview goes when the dust does settle, when he does, you know, conduct an interview to, you know, explain how bad it went for him last night. But yeah, man, I was disappointed in that performance, man. I just wanted a bit more from him, and I thought that he would have given it, provided how long he's been waiting for this shot, man. This was his moment, and it didn't go well for him at all, man. Not at all. But salute to Tyson Fury. Do you know what I mean? He got the win. It went perfect for him. Wembley Stadium, 94,000 people. If he is to retire, if he is to go out, you know, he couldn't really have picked a perfect way to go out. The only thing I would say is if it was against AJ, then maybe that would have been it for all the belts. That could really be the only thing that tops this right now, because 94,000 people getting a knockout like that, you know, leaving the ring with all your faculties intact, and is a perfect way out for him. But we'll see how it goes, man. I feel like that there is more to this story. We'll see how it develops over the next few days. But just my post-fight reaction, guys. I'm going to be going live with Laurie at some point today. Hopefully we'll be in the evening, and I'll let you guys know. It should be a very good live chat, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys' opinions are on this. And yeah, drop your thoughts in the comment section below in the meantime. Let me know your thoughts on the fight, and look out for the live stream coming out later on. I'll catch you guys on the next video.